bouncing back from rock bottom, a message from Grimface. When I look at the world, at the businessmen driving luxury cars, at the doctors in their immaculate white coats, at the actors walking the red carpet, and the athletes celebrated as modern-day gladiators, society screams that these are the ones who have it all. These are the people at the top, the so-called number ones. But look beyond the surface, beyond the money, the fame, the talent, and you'll see the truth. The truth is that none of that matters. Not the money, not the connections, not the raw talent. What truly makes someone number one isn't measured by the world's shallow standards. No, what separates those who rise from those who are forgotten is a single trait, one defining characteristic that only a rare few possess, the ability to get up. Because in life, everyone falls. No matter how rich, how talented, how connected you are, there's one universal truth. You will hit the ground. Life doesn't care who you are or where you come from. It doesn't play favorites. It will knock you down, drag you through the mud, and leave you bruised, broken, and wondering if you can ever rise again. The difference between those who succeed and those who fail isn't in avoiding the fall. It's not about staying on your feet when life comes swinging at you. No, the real difference, the defining factor, is who gets up. You see, the world is filled with people who are terrified of failure, who run from pain, who cling to their comfort zones like a life raft in a storm. They believe that success is a straight path, a steady rise to the top without detours or stumbles. But those people are living in a fantasy. Success is born in the fall. It's born in the moments when you're lying face down in the dirt, when the laughter of the world echoes in your ears, when everything you've built seems to crumble around you. It's in those moments that true greatness is forged. Because when you get up after that first fall, it's just the beginning. You think that's the worst of it, that once you rise, the world will leave you alone. But that's the cruel irony of life. The higher you climb, the harder you'll fall. And fall again, you will. It will come out of nowhere, like a punch to the gut you never saw coming. You'll feel the ground disappear beneath your feet. And before you know it, you're on your knees, gasping for breath. You'll look around and see the faces, some mocking, some pitying, and you'll wonder why. Why does it have to be this way? Why can't you just stay up? But here's the thing. Everyone falls. That's not the question. The real question, the only question that matters, is this. Will you get up again? Because most won't. Most people will stay down after the first fall. Or maybe they'll get up once, but after the second, the third, or the fourth fall, they'll stay down for good. They'll tell themselves they've had enough, that it's too hard, that life isn't fair. But life doesn't reward those who stay down. Life rewards the ones who keep getting up, no matter how many times they're knocked down. The ones who get up, knowing full well they're going to fall again, and again, and again. It's not the first fall that defines you. It's the last time you get up. Each time you rise, you get stronger. You learn. You adapt. The falls don't get easier, but you get tougher. Your skin thickens, your mind sharpens, and your soul hardens against the blows that once would have shattered you. But here's the thing, no one tells you. The more you get up, the harder the next fall will be. Success doesn't come without pain. The higher you climb, the more brutal the next hit will be, and the more brutal the world's laughter will become. People love to see someone fall. It's in their nature. They crave the spectacle of failure because it makes them feel safe in their mediocrity. They'll point at you. They'll laugh when you're down because it reminds them that it's okay to stay comfortable, to never take the risk, to never challenge themselves. You falling lets them off the hook. They need you to fail to justify their own smallness. But what they don't expect is this: you will get up. You will rise, not just once, but over and over again. And every time you do, their laughter will grow quieter. Their mockery will lose its power. Because there's nothing more terrifying to the weak than someone who refuses to stay down. And when you get up, you'll smile. Not because the pain has stopped, but because you've learned something those who laugh at you never will. You've learned to love the fall. You see, falling isn't your enemy. Falling is your greatest ally. Each time you hit the ground, each time you scrape your knees and taste the dirt, you are growing. You are learning things that success could never teach you. You are discovering strength you didn't know you had. And every time you get back up, you become less like them and more like the warrior you were meant to be. They may have money. They may have talent. They may have connections. But you have something they will never understand. You have resilience. You have the ability to rise when every part of you screams to stay down. You have the power to stand tall, even when the world is crumbling around you. But understand this: it will never stop. Life doesn't stop testing you. There will always be another fall, another challenge, another moment when you're lying on the ground wondering if this is the time you don't get back up. That's what makes you different. You will rise again. And it won't just be for you. The people who once laughed at you, the ones who doubted you, the ones who thought you'd never make it, they will watch in awe as you rise, time and time again. They will see what true strength looks like, not in your victories, but in the way you face defeat. Because the strongest people in this world are not the ones who never fall. They're the ones who fall harder, who fall more often, and who rise each time with fire in their eyes and steel in their bones. You will fall. That's not a question. But what will you do when you hit the ground? Will you stay down, broken and defeated, letting the world laugh at your failure? Or will you rise again, stronger, smarter, and more relentless than ever before? The moment you fall isn't the end. It's just the beginning. The fall isn't your failure. Staying down is. Get up. Again. And again. And again. This is how success is built. This is how greatness is achieved. The ones who rise, even when they know they will fall again, are the ones who become number one. And when you rise for the last time, when you faced every fall and stood up stronger each time, you'll look back at those who stayed down and you'll understand they were never truly in the fight. Because the moment you hit the ground is not the moment you lose. It's the moment you choose to rise again. And that is what makes you unstoppable. That is what makes you number one. I'd understand. This path, the one that forces you to rise after every fall, is not for the faint of heart. It's not for those who need comfort, who crave ease, who want safety above all else. No, this path is for the few, those willing to embrace the pain, the struggle, the relentless cycle of falling and rising. It's a lonely road, one filled with hardship and doubt, but it's also the only road that leads to true greatness. You see, most people will avoid this path entirely. They'll choose mediocrity because it's easier, because it's safer. They'll tell themselves that avoiding risk is smart, that staying down after a fall is just self-preservation. They'll convince themselves that comfort is happiness. But deep down, they know the truth. They've already given up. But you're different. You've already tasted the ground, felt the sting of failure, and yet you refuse to stay there. You know that the easy road leads nowhere. You know that real strength is forged in the fires of adversity, in the moments where you are forced to decide whether you will rise again or be swallowed by the world's expectations. The truth is, you will never truly win until you embrace the fall. Not just accept it, but welcome it. Because every fall is a test, an opportunity to prove to yourself that you're stronger than the world wants you to believe. Every time you rise, you're defying the odds, spitting in the face of those who said you'd never make it. And more importantly, you're proving to yourself that you are capable of withstanding anything. But here's the reality. No one tells you. The hardest fall is yet to come. There will be a moment when you hit the ground harder than you ever thought possible, when everything seems to collapse around you. It could be a failed business, a broken relationship, the loss of something or someone you thought you couldn't live without. That fall will bring you to your knees, and in that moment, you will face the deepest question of your life. Do I have what it takes to rise again?